Did you know? 10 years ago, who could have imagined that China's mainstay destroyers would undergo major upgrades after just a decade of service? What exactly drives the urgent need for the Type 052D's enhancement, and can its upgraded capabilities surpass Britain's renowned Type 45S? Behind all this lies the unique developmental wisdom of the Chinese Navy. Recently, a set of shipyard photos sparked heated discussion among military enthusiasts. Scaffolding has been erected on the first batch of Type 052D destroyers, signaling an unexpected midlife upgrade. This timing comes a full 5 years ahead of the internationally accepted 15-year midlife upgrade cycle, raising profound questions. In reality, this decision is no coincidence. It represents the Chinese Navy's precise assessment of emerging threats, leveraging mature military technology. With the rapid development of new combat capabilities since the 2020s, such as low-altitude penetration missiles and stealth targets, the radar systems of the first two batches of Type 052D destroyers have gradually become inadequate for modern naval warfare, making upgrades increasingly urgent. As a significant achievement of the Chinese Navy's independent innovation, the Type 052D destroyer has evolved through 4 batches since the commissioning of its first vessel in 2014, with a substantial cumulative production scale. This 7,000-ton class destroyer, featuring a proven configuration of 64 large-diameter vertical launch cells and 4 Type 346 active phased array radars, has seen approximately 30 vessels enter service to date. The final fleet size is projected to approach 40 ships, establishing it as the world's second-largest destroyer fleet after the U.S. Arleigh Burke class. Across all 4 batches of the Type 052D, each generation reflects China's defense industry's unique development approach of incremental improvements and continuous optimization. The first 2 batches, serving as foundational models, featured the Type 364 quick response radar on the main mast and the Type 517B meter wave radar on the rear mast. However, constrained by their shorter hangars and helicopter platforms, they could only accommodate the Z9 series helicopters, resulting in certain limitations in anti-submarine warfare capabilities. The third batch, commissioned after 2019, introduced targeted enhancements. The rear mast was upgraded with the YLC-8B surveillance radar, nicknamed the Fly Swatter, while the hangar and platform were extended to accommodate the Z-20F anti-submarine helicopter, significantly increasing the SW radius compared to the Z9. The latest 4th batch takes it further by replacing the Type 364 radar on the main mast with the Type 368 dual-phase fast response radar. This GaN-based radar, now standard on Type 054B frigates and Type 075 amphibious assault ships, offers significantly enhanced detection accuracy and anti-jamming capabilities for low altitude and small targets. So what exactly does this highly anticipated first batch upgrade entail? Based on the upgrade plan, the initial 052D destroyers will likely adopt core configurations from the 4th batch, replacing the main mast radar with the 368 fast response radar, upgrading the rear mast to the YLC-8B surveillance radar, and modernizing the ship's internal electronic systems. However, constrained by the original design, the hangar and helicopter platform are unlikely to be extended, retaining the capability to carry the Z9 helicopter. This limited upgrade approach may appear conservative, but effectively balances cost, timeline, and combat capability enhancement. The upgrade cycle per vessel could be compressed to within 12 months. This rapidly boosts core combat effectiveness while avoiding resource wastage from large-scale modifications, fully aligning with the Navy's demand for efficient deployment. At this point, we must mention the UK's Type 45, often compared to the Type 052D, hailed as Europe's most advanced destroyer with a full load displacement of 7,350 tons. Similar to the Type 052D, its core configuration shows significant gaps. It carries only 48 vertical launch cells, 25% fewer than the Type 052D, inherently limiting its sustained combat capability. Regarding radar systems, the Type 45's Samson active phased array radar has never undergone major upgrades since commissioning. Its detection range and anti-jamming capabilities have gradually fallen behind the Type 052D's combination of the Type 368 and Type 346 radars. More critically, the Type 45's propulsion system suffers from inherent flaws, having experienced multiple failures during distant sea deployments that disrupted mission execution. The Type 052D, by contrast, has not encountered such issues, demonstrating superior reliability. Beyond hardware comparisons, the combat systems of the two ships are worlds apart. While the upgraded Type 45 boasts 72 vertical launch cells, these are actually cobbled together from two incompatible systems. 48 Silva 50 cells capable only of launching the U-15 and U-30 air defense missiles. The newly added 24 cells present an even more awkward situation, as they can only launch the Sea Shield air defense missile. While the Type 052D possesses only 64 VLS cells, its dimensions and compatibility are the critical factors. The Type 052D's VLS has an inner diameter of 850 mm, far exceeding the 635 mm of the US Mk-41 system. It also achieves hot, cold dual-mode launch capability, simultaneously accommodating the cold-launched HQ-9B air defense missile and the hot-launched YJ-18 anti-ship missile. This flexibility is crucial in modern naval warfare, as a single air defense capability cannot counter complex maritime threats. The disparity becomes even more pronounced when comparing the radar systems, the eyes of these destroyers. While the Type 45 Samson radar employs a dual rotating phased array design with a 300-kilometer detection range, the Type 052D's four-faced fixed 346 phased array radar is the true game-changer. Its four fixed faces provide 360-degree surveillance with no blind spots, detecting targets over 400 kilometers away, and simultaneously tracking hundreds of targets. Military experts aptly liken this technological gap to comparing a high-definition panoramic camera with an old-fashioned rotating surveillance camera. More critical is the system's integrated capability. While Type 45's radar command systems can only guide 12 missiles to intercept 6 targets simultaneously, the Type 052D, integrated with its shipborne combat system, can counter over a dozen aerial threats concurrently. In today's era where saturation missile attacks are commonplace, this disparity could mean the difference between life and death. Actual combat performance underscores this reality. Early last year, the British Type 45 HMS Diamond returned from a Red Sea escort mission with its bridge marked by 9 drone shoot-down indicators, a feat Western media touted as a triumph. Yet examining the results reveals all targets were drones. Not a single anti-ship missile was intercepted. In contrast, the Type 052D's configuration features 64 universal vertical launch cells armed with HQ-9B missiles, complemented by 24-cell HQ-10 close and weapon systems, forming a three-tiered air defense network covering long, medium, and short ranges. Naval experts have simulated that under identical conditions, the Type 052D's interception efficiency would be at least 40% higher. This pragmatic and efficient upgrade model demonstrates a clear advantage when compared to similar vessels globally. Take the U.S. Arleigh-Burke-class destroyers as an example. Their Flight I upgrade only commenced 12 years after commissioning, and due to the extensive modifications required, the upgrade cost per ship exceeded $200 million. The 052D's incremental upgrade approach avoids delays from extensive overhauls, while continuously narrowing the gap with world-leading standards through technological iteration. This balanced approach to performance, cost, and timeline epitomizes the distinctive characteristics of China's naval equipment development. From the iterative evolution of the Type 052C to the Type 052D, and now the accelerated upgrades of early batch vessels, the Chinese Navy has charted a development path over more than a decade, transitioning from introducing, digesting, absorbing, and innovating, to achieving independent iteration and leadership. The upgrade of the Type 052D represents far more than a performance leap for a single ship class. It epitomizes the maturation of the Chinese Navy's equipment system. Through standardized radar and universal vertical launch systems, interoperability and coordinated operations across different vessels have been achieved, the very core of modern naval combat effectiveness. With a fleet of nearly 40 vessels, this upgrade will generate significant combat power at scale, holding profound importance for China in safeguarding its interests in distant seas and ensuring maritime security.